What's up guys, just upgrading the i5-8400 stock cooler to my old Cryorig Quad Lumi that was in my 6700K rig, because this is the secondary rig that I built for my son, or that I'm also selling. But I noticed that during rendering or CPU intensive games, the stock cooler still reaches around 73 to 75 under load. So that's not too bad, but I have this, I just had the Cryorig sitting around, so I figure why not throw it on there just to get them temps lower, like in the low 60s, or maybe even under 60, because if the stock cooler is doing 70, I'd expect. So this is it here. It's a bit dusty, and hopefully I can remember how to install it. Just wing it. Okay. I don't remember. Yeah, I've got the. Okay, I left it all together, the old mounting stuff. So it should be the same mounting as the 6700K. So this case is the Rakk Kisig. It's like 1,400 pesos, and it's a pretty good case for the price, especially with the tempered glass side panel. My only complaint would be the cable management space is like non-existent. So I show that there. There's like, I don't know, maybe a centimeter, less than a centimeter of space. Like if I put my finger here, you can see here that this is like pushed right up against the cabling. Only fits in this small area here, and the side panel, I don't know how much space that is. Yeah, literally a centimeter. So to remove the stock cooler, I'm pretty sure I just need to turn the tabs and pull it out. Wait, I'll get my torch, because that would make things easier. Okay. I wasn't actually going to record this because it's just a simple CPU upgrade, but I figure there aren't many in-home CPU upgrades that look like they're done by an average Joe. So, when you're upgrading like an existing, there's a lot of like installation guides, but it's all done in like pristine environments and with brand new setups, not cooler changes. It's not coming loose. Push it from the back. Or did I just tighten it? I'm sure it's the right way. Maybe it just needs to be pushed a bit more. Okay, well that got stuck. Oh, you can just pinch it from the back. Wait, I'll show this. If you're you turn the tabs the other way, and the things just pop out. Fan there. But if one happens to not want to pull out, you can just pinch the. It's better not fall while I'm doing it. See these tabs? You can just pinch the one that's stuck, and like this. Wait, that one's actually the wrong way. I'm a noob. Oh no, it's still stuck even if I had it the other way. What's up with that? What is going on? No, it was the right way. It's just me. wind, the normal tabby bits didn't want to go back when I... Okay, you just push it with a screwdriver in the middle, and then pinch the tab. Whoops. And it should come out fairly simple. So that's the stock cooler there. Look how thin it is. It's so tiny. There. And the paste distribution was decent. But it's so thin. And I'll... Wait, have I got that on the right? Yeah, it's on the right angle. And I'll put the chunky, like, you can see how much more cooling capacity it has. The Cryorig next to it. Okay, now I'm just going to reuse the stock Intel. No, I'm not. I'm not going to reuse the stock Intel paste, because that would suck. I don't think there's even enough paste left on there to reuse. It actually was decent though. Look at that distribution from the stock Intel cooler. If I can get a better light on that. That was actually so neat. Wow. Okay, so I just gotta match that now with my Cryorig paste. But I'm gonna clean it off first. And what I'll use is coffee paper filters. They have no lint. They're kind of coarse, but they're good for cleaning these off. And they're disposable, obviously. Like, you get a pack of 60 and they're not that expensive. So just a bit of isopropyl. I've only got 70% around, which is crap, but it's the best I can do for now. But I'll just show this. Like, you put your finger in the middle of the paper, and look at that. It collected all of it, almost all of it, without leaving any lint or fibers, because they're lint free. Obviously you don't want lint and stuff going in your coffee. So yeah, that's a hardware tip. CPU cleaning tip. But look at that. So that's all that was on there, and I can throw this away, but it did it all without tearing up and without leaving any lint. So after doing that, I don't actually have to worry about wiping it again. That's the mounting for the... I've got it the right way already from my 6700K. But that's it there, and it just goes on the back. If I can remember how I did this properly. It just goes on the back like this, into the holes. But I've got it the right way up, that way. So into the stock holes. Has to be like pretty straight though, because they all go in together. Like that. Okay, so that's mounted. And how did I do this again? Gotta remember. These mount some direction. I really wish I kept the old manual. That way? Or that way? Pretty sure they have to be this way. The easy way to tell is just put the cooler on. Line the cooler up. Okay, yeah, they go that way. Inwards. I'm pretty sure it's the middle hole for... There's a little bit of play, like you can move them a little bit, so just make sure you don't push too hard and push the back plate off before you've mounted it. And then there's these little, they're literally finger tighten nut things that screw on. My phone's gonna go flat so quick from this. But they screw onto the, there's a lip on the thread of the mounting, so they won't keep screwing down and push on your caps or anything. It's got clearance for the capacitors or VRMs, whatever's around your CPU. So you can see here how I put it on. Just like that. Do the top one first. Let's hope that's probably in line. Maybe this one might have came out of its. Okay, so you just grab it and spread it like that. This is just a cut up credit card. Or card, not a credit card, but a card, SIM card. Try to get the spread fairly even. It's a lot harder to evenly spread it when there's a bright light, because you can actually see the tiniest bits that aren't covered properly. That's pretty good, I'd say. Maybe a tiny bit in this corner. Yeah, that'll do. The top doesn't really matter as much. Okay, I'll use the same coffee filter to clean this card off too. Oops, I should see that. That'll do. Just see a bit of dust there, but okay. Now, how will we do this? It's got USB 2.0 for the cam software LED lighting for this Cryorig Quad Lumi. So it can be a bit tedious to throw that somewhere, like on a budget board with no USB, with two occupied USB 2 ports. Sure there's not something else in this corner? No, that's for the fan. I don't think I even have spare USB 2. It's kind of sad. Unless I unplug the USB. No, I don't want to unplug the front panels. No, I don't have spare USB 2. Name. Let's use this coffee filter. Lint-free goodness. Okay. For it to dry. That's decent. Well, you can see the marks of the 6700K on there. The square. It wasn't perfectly straight. That's alright though. One huge inconvenience is like this massive leak. Look how long the cable is, because it's meant to reach a 2.0 port. So where do you put that when you don't have a spare 2.0? Anyway. let's make sure this thing mounts. Straight. Like that. Oh, look at that clearance. That's some tight clearance there. Just lightly tighten that down, since I want to make, holy crap. How do I reach that? I don't have a long enough screwdriver. See that? My screwdriver's too fat and too short. Be right back. Maybe. And if not, there's this one. But it's it's got a fat thread. Okay, I've got to use a gigantic one. And hope that its end isn't too big. It is too big. Oh no. No? It's working, maybe? No, it's just sitting on top. That's super annoying. So Rakk Kisig, hard to do Cryorig CPU installs when the back fan's on. This is my flat to star. Might be able to fit it with that removed. Improvise, Joey. I don't even know if that's in line with the thread of the... No, it seems to be tightening a little bit. Means I have to tighten the front more to balance it out. That's reaching. Okay, so you need something like this if you're doing a home thing. I didn't want to remove the whole thing, so remove the back fan. Finger strength. I'm using the flathead side of the... I hope I can get that tight enough though, because a lot of the mounting pressure, it's like from evenly pulling on both sides of the mounting platform. Yeah, I'm getting that way tighter on the front. I'll do my best. I could get pliers if I feel like I can't tighten it enough. Oh, this is so annoying. Okay, I'm going to use both hands here. Get my camera stable. Okay, that's as tight as it goes. That's bottomed out. So, see if I can bottom out the front one too. Like it literally just stops. There's the thread. Yeah, the front's bottomed out too. The thread ends, so you can't over tighten it. And now, what am I going to do with this cable? It won't even fit behind the fan. Run it. Oh, that makes sense. I can simply, I'll do that after. Bring the fan on first. Let's try to get this viewpoint. The RAM clearance is tight too. And I've got it the wrong way. No, I don't. I had it the right way. The heck. go. So that's mounted, kind of. Let's make sure it's tight on the... I'm actually using my phone to see properly. Yeah, that's good. Okay, now what I was going to do is I'll plug the CPU fan in, which I should have done first before installing it. Okay, that's in. Cable clearance is okay. It's not okay. It almost was brushing on a fan. Where can I sit? Push it under there. Under the RAM tabs. There. Like that. Just so it won't hit these fans. And this cable, my solution will be to... Wait. My solution for the long-ass USB 2 cable is to run it out the back.
So, that's installed, and it does clear. I didn't check the measurements, I just went ahead and did it. So, that way.
Now, I have this massive cable to hide, which is fine, because there's already a bunch of other fan cables that zero clearance on back panel, and you sort of just gently force it on there. Using your whole body weight as a thing. Just give me a second. Just gently onto the tempered glass. And just force. Wait. Make sure I haven't broken it. Nothing's broken. Just this cable is sticking. Okay. Just sort of gently force it on there. Make sure all the pins on both sides are nicely in. That's done. See, I was pushing down here and here where the tabs slot in. And that might flex the motherboard frame a little bit, but you don't notice it. And then you hope that you haven't cracked the tempered glass, which I haven't. It's okay. And I'll just take you over to where I have this thing running to make sure it works. And I've already plugged it all back in. My son games on a 1080p 42-inch TV in the lounge, and he sits a bit far back, so the res doesn't matter that much. Definitely overkill with the CPU. Please work. Yeah. And that's it running there. So the cooler is on, and I'm gonna do a temp check. Smart Fan 5. I already had a decent profile set. Okay, it'll hit 100. Basically under load the fan gets to 100, but I might lower that a bit to 60, which is gaming load, and I don't really worry too much about a fan. That'll do. go. We want it's not rating any of those properly. We want the package temp 52 while running stuff. Oh no, that was max, so that was while unzipping. Let's clear those. So 39 at idle, but I think it's fairly hot in this room, like above 25 ambient, maybe closer to 28. And we don't need the utilization, just those are important. The V-core, the package temp, and well, the core clocks show the utilization, so when it's maxed out, they'll go up. They'll all be sitting on the same. Now, we'll run real bench. Let's see how hot it gets. So that's real bench there. And the stress test, you can run it on a duration, but the benchmark kind of is the stress test. But you can set it on, instead of just 15 minutes, you can set it to just do however many loops, 3 passes. Do not move mouse or keyboard while benchmarking. Here we go. So real bench covers most of half the screen, but it looks like the max V-core is only 1.12, while max temp so far is 59. Definitely better than the Intel stock cooler, and the temps are kind of leveling out. They're within a few degrees of each other, so core temp variance seems normal. Of course, 0 is a bit lower than the others, but the mounting pressure might be to do. Yeah, they're all within 3 degrees, so that's decent mount. Doing a GPU benchmark right now. Yeah, that's good. Max temp looks like 59 in real bench. V-core, it's covered up right now, but it was 1.14, and it's hitting its boost clock of basically 3.9 gigahertz. No, megahertz, gigahertz, 3.9. GPU temps at 58, which is alright for a tiny little case. It's got 3 fans in the front. So yeah, thanks for watching, guys, and feel free to ask questions in the comments.